Hi, everyone. My name's Rex Irwin here, and my professional learning proposal is about student-led IEPs for students with autism spectrum disorder and other disabilities. I did my summary of site needs, and I determined that my school does a good job of being inclusive, and they have an administration team that works hard to support our students and teachers. But student-led IEPs is somewhere where they can where we could improve on. So it's going to be an 8-session professional learning for IEP case managers and at least two members of the administration team. I think it's important that administrators, or at least some of them, have an understanding of what's being taught, so that they can be, a source for teachers, or if there's ever an issue, they have a background knowledge of what's happening. So that's sort of the gist of that. The first session, which I'm going to go deeper into, it asks, why does it matter if the IEP is student led? I sort of wanted a title that sort of like catches people's attention, and it's really just sort of like a primer for the entire professional learning, which will occur over 8 sessions. So my presentation that I would show anyone, I did it in PowerPoint. PowerPoint is a bit more universally used. I had a thought to create a Canvas module for it, which if I were to implement this at a school that uses Canvas, I probably would do that. But I think it's hard if you don't have a Canvas page. It becomes much more difficult to get into it. So session 1, why does it matter if an IEP is student led? So I like using QR codes. Teachers are just as guilty of being on their phones as students at times, so they get to be on their phone now. So for a warm up, thank everybody for joining. So I would have teachers scan the QR code with their phone, and then the poll for the opener is just sort of getting that background knowledge activated, asking what their initial understanding of student-led IEP is. Have they ever implemented one? And then what their biggest concern is about facilitating student-led IEP. Because like I said, in the high school setting, once a student turns 18, the rights of the IEP go to them. However, my experience is when this happens, when the student does turn 18, they want their parent to still basically be the point person, because that's just how they've always done it, and it's a lot easier that way. And oftentimes I find that the parents want it that way too. So and then obviously they should have experience with transition, because we do that with the student at the age of 16. But otherwise, for a lot of our students, the IEP is just the thing that gives them small group. At least that's their perspective on it, unfortunately. And then that has to change. And this is one way that you can do that. So going to the next piece of this will be, this will last about 10 minutes. There's a 5.5-minute video on empowering student voices. And this is like a textbook example of what this could be, of what a student-led IEP could be. A young man in Massachusetts, he 8th grader who's leading his own IEP, and it's improved his confidence, and it's given him ownership over his learning. After the video, break into small groups, and I want our teachers to use these sort of as guides for their discussion. They don't necessarily have to answer it and give me the answers, but once they've discussed the video, each group is going to talk about their thoughts. with the whole group. The next part is I'll have a QR code for this. It's the Iris module page with activity questions on the page. So for this, I give some teachers don't want to scan QR codes all the time, so I'll have printouts available. So and then the Iris module, it's just one page. Sorry, I got this popped up. All right, so it's just one page, and it's just going over student involvement in the IEP process. There's a more factual information in this. What's required, who should be in there, and there's a little bit of data here about student involvement. 5% of students provide no input and do not attend meetings. Most of our students attend meetings, provide some input, but then once again, you only have 12% of students who provide significant input and attend meetings. It's very low. So we want to sort of change that culture. And then there's activity questions at the bottom that the group will discuss, and then they'll present to the larger group. And then next we'll have 5 minutes to sort of brainstorm and start, developing some ideas that you may have, concerns that you have within your group, and be ready to share one thing. And then finally, our last 5 minutes, I want 3 things. QR code, once again, is a little Google poll. 3 things that you learned today, or if you're already very knowledgeable on something, on this topic, 3 things that were reinforced. And it's also my way of checking understanding. So that would be part 1 of the that'd be session 1. But over the course of the 8 sessions, which would happen every other week, I want to talk about roadblocks. That would be the next one. What issues may occur in this process, getting parents on board with letting their children lead the meetings who aren't 18. At least where I work at, that's a big deal. Do students really understand their IEPs? Is it more than just that? This is what gives me small group thing. Do they understand why they have it and what benefits are there for them by having the IEP? How does the student's specific disability impact them leading the IEP? Whether it's are they not are they're nonverbal, social emotional concerns, ways to modify that, how to develop student-led IEP goals and accommodations, having our students really have input, let them tell us what they struggle with. Transition planning, we should have some strength in this, and if it's determined during the sessions that transition plan, if we don't need the 40 minutes, we might steal time and put more focus on something where our case managers need a little more support in. And then finally, strategies that help our students in leading the presentations, how they look, that day, like developing a script, all that stuff. So that's what I have for my professional learning, and I look forward to hearing your feedback, and everyone have a great day.